Alright, yo, hello and welcome everybody. What is going on? So we're here today to do One Piece manga chapter 885 live reaction. And we're reading it on Jamini's box, and the chapter is called It's Brulee. It's Brulee, that's interesting. Considering I believe the last chapter was called Who. So, who? It's Brulee. So obviously, clearly she has some sort of importance in this chapter. She has some sort of role in this chapter. I'm just looking at the cover page, cover page. Tales of the Self-Proclaimed Straw-Hat Grand Fleet, Volume 90. Obviously, last time they found a long arm and a long leg. And obviously there's like a 1,000-year feud going on. But anyway, let's read what it says. Tales of the Self-Proclaimed Straw-Hat Grand Fleet, Volume 19. Idio arc. Anchoring the ship on a deserted island. Let's make a ship using all of the parts that haven't been destroyed. Okay, so it seems like they all landed and now they're trying to, well, other things suggest trying to use parts to rebuild the ships. I like the two. I think those are the same two. I'm not 100% certain if those are the two same people, but the two. I think. Yeah, I think they are. Like the two people that we saw in like the last chapter, like the long arm and the long leg. They're still in the background just arguing. They're still in the background just arguing about what is going on, like the 1,000-year feud and whatnot. So that's kind of hilarious. But yeah, let's go to the next page. That's just Jamini's box front page. Yeah, by the way, we're reading it on Jamini's box. I think that's new from them as well. You can support the mangaka by buying the official editions when they are available in your region/language. Or for like a lot of you guys, it doesn't work in every single country, but for like for those of you guys that are interested, Viz Media, you can actually get the chapters from there. They often have like a thing, like a sale going on, so you can get like a full year subscription to Viz Media for like, you know, I don't know your equivalent, but it's not very much. It's like, I don't know, it's like a coffee worth for like for like 1 month or so. So it's very cheap, and obviously that way you're actually supporting the official source. You're actually supporting the mangaka and the, you know, the official release. So if you want, you know, if you're interested in that, Viz Media, that's your place to go. If you don't have that in your country, check out where you can find it in your country. Anyway, next page, and we go back to, well, not back, but we go straight into Gear 4, facing each other head on. Damn it, he went right back to being, well, well, I don't know whether he went back to being strong again per se, more so than you are probably weak right now. That's the best way to put it. You're probably weak right now compared to him. Gomu Gomu no King Organ and Katakuri, you know, with his strong mochi, I think that's the move's name. He just like, you know, deflects, yeah, essentially deflects Luffy's punch. So Luffy's about to punch him, and instead of Katakuri just like defending whatnot, he like, you know, like defending by dissolving his body and whatnot, like, you know, reforming his body. He just hits Luffy's hand away, and yeah, I really like the fact, you know, the awakening. I think that's just what they're gonna do with awakening now, is, you know, have like things something around his hands so that it's more visible. Which is obviously what he used at the beginning as well, when he was just like using his finger and whatnot to use his awakening. Hi Setas, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, how you doing? So yeah, like I said, Katakuri, he just has like that awesome stance right now where like one of his hands is like here and the other one is right there. Like he just, like with one hand, he deflects Luffy's punch, and it seems like, yeah, I was right. With the other hand, he hits Luffy. Does he hit Luffy? I think Luffy might have actually dodged that, I think. But from right behind Luffy, yo, okay, I did not think that Katakuri could do that, but Katakuri is quite literally just spawning these donut mochis, essentially. He's just spawned them left, right, and center, so that's why suddenly like, something behind Luffy appears, like suddenly some, you know, awakening, essentially. Suddenly, you know, the mochi appears behind Luffy, and it just, the power mochi. The power mochi, which just shows you how strong he is, because with his power mochi, he was able to deflect Luffy's Kong gun, which means that it's probably similar. I'd say it's on the same level in terms of strength as Luffy's Gear 4th. So it's as strong as Luffy's Gear 4th attacks. And the fact that he can just essentially spawn them out of nowhere, whereas Luffy, obviously, he has a cooldown to his Gear 4th. That just shows you how impressive Katakuri actually is. And obviously, I'm hoping that Luffy overcomes it. Don't get me wrong, like, but at this point, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for Luffy. But yeah, that power mochi, that is a dangerous, that is a dangerous attack. And Luffy, he looks visibly hurt. We're page 5 currently, Jamini's book, but Luffy looks visibly hurt, and he is sent flying. The only thing you have proved, Luffy, like, Gear 4th has pretty much been tanking everything so far, to be totally honest. And it's like the first time Gear 4th has been overpowered, where he can't hit him, and where Luffy can't hit him, and where Katakuri seems to be, keyword being, as strong as Gear 4th attack. So the only thing you have proved is the absolute truth. As long as I remain calm, I'm invincible. Isn't that right? That's what I mean. How do you beat somebody like that? How do you? I feel like you need to have Haki on like a similar level. You need to have Haki on, you need to have observational Haki on a similar level as Katakuri. Huff. I'll definitely find another weakness. You are defeatable. We'll see about that. But it seems like you're about to shrivel up. So, okay. Seeing the future, he sees Luffy essentially exit Gear 4, and Luffy is running away. He is flying away. That's right. Gear 4's time limit. Okay, I'm calling it quits for now. You can't just escape. I don't think he's gonna let you escape. Thanks for thanks for telling me. I won't be able to use Haki for 10 minutes, so I have to get as far away as possible. That's out of all the gears, right? Gear 2nd, obviously, you know, that made him really, really tired. I'm talking about when he first used it. Gear 3rd made him into a child, into a kid. Gear 4th, honestly, seems to have the most... It's between Gear 4th and Gear 3rd that has like the biggest drawbacks. So we'll see what Luffy is able to actually do, you know. But obviously now he's running away for 10 minutes. How are you going to escape this guy for 10 minutes without Haki? How? like it just has the worst drawback out of all the gears so far. He burned my shake. How you doing? He burned my shake. What's up? Currently on page 6, by the way. So I have to get as far away as possible. I see. It's a power up with a time limit, and he's using flowing mochi. I've been able to just let you go, and he's chasing Luffy. Luffy, you need to pull a rabbit. Somebody needs to interfere. Like, somebody needs to come right there and save Luffy. Like, I actually have a theory. I actually wanted to do a theory video yesterday about how I think this fight will go down. I might make that tomorrow, depending on obviously what happens on this fight. Anyway, I see. It's a power over time. Like, flowing mochi, I've been able to just let you go. And Luffy's already out of Gear 4, so Luffy's on the ground right now. He gets up though. Okay. You see the difference here between how Luffy was at Dressrosa and how Luffy is right here. Dressrosa, once he left Gear 4, he couldn't move, but it seems like he is still running. He's still running. Somehow I have to 10 minutes, but there is no way I can beat him without there's no way you can beat him without Haki, and it's very difficult for you to even beat him with Haki, so we'll see. It's no good. I couldn't get away from him. This is bad. This is bad, really bad. How disappointing. Let's just get this over with. Like, besides like the few hits that Luffy got on Katakuri when, like, you know, he wasn't focused, right? Has Luffy actually gotten a hit on Katakuri? I don't think he has. Like, Katakuri has been superior in pretty much all aspects, and now that he's physically as strong, you know, it seems to be physically as strong as well as Luffy Gear 4th attacks. That's going to be interesting. I mean, King Kongon, that's a different situation, but Kongon, his attack seems to be equal with Kongon. What's he stopping? What's Brulee doing there? What? No! What? What the heck? Why is Brulee just doing that? Why is she just sitting there? Ah, so that's how. Okay, so that's how he gets away. Brulee. Brulee is a straw hat. Brulee is a straw hat. Brulee is a straw hat. I'm sorry. She's helped the Straw Hats out more than anyone else in this arc. She's the real MVP. I know people have been saying that Brooke Nami is the MVP, but she is the real MVP. She is there. Luffy looks at her. Luffy smiles at her. Brulee is scared. She tries and retreats into the mirror, and Luffy jumps with her into the mirror, and it looks like they're going away. Idiot. Why were you over there? Exactly! Like, this is... I don't know whether to be mad about this or what. But, like... Why? Why? Of all the things you could do, why would you just be sitting there? Like, essentially offering a way out. Luffy eggs Brulee. She is a straw hat. She is a straw hat. I'm not really sure how to feel about this. I'm not really sure how to feel about this, in all honesty. Why were you over? Actually, before I go to the next page, with Luffy escaping with her, can Katakuri get out? Like, all the soldiers are inside. Can they? No, they can't get out. So he's essentially stuck there right now. If Luffy actually kidnapped Brulee, Katakuri would be stuck in there forever. Wait, Straw Hat. No, damn it, Brulee. He is gone. He ran. I like the fact that, you know, Luffy was like, Luffy in Dressrosa, when he went up against Fujitora, he was like, I'm not gonna run again, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm not going to run. Now look at him running. Retreating. Can't believe Katakuri didn't see Luffy escaping that way. I mean, that obviously depends on what his limits to his powers are, because if he can just spam his future sight, you know, if he can just spam his observation Haki, then he should be able to see that. But if it's like he can only activate it, say you look into the future for 5 seconds, then he can't use it again for 5 seconds, then he can use it again for 5 seconds. So there's like a countdown. The longer he uses it, the more the countdown is. Perhaps that's why. Perhaps, you know, that's why he didn't see it. I don't know. Like, it all depends on how his future ability, if there is a time limit or not. But Luffy and Brulee are escaping. I'm saved. We're in a town. Thank you, Twig. It's Brulee. Alright. Now we can just wait here for my Haki to return. Katakuri is stuck in there. I mean, it seems like Luffy wants to go back in there, but... but really? Really? That's how you're gonna get away... That's rather disappointing, honestly. I feel like that's rather disappointing. Anyway, Luffy, where does he land? Alright, now we can just wait here for my Haki to return. No. 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 He lands right in front of Big Mom, who is on Nuts Island. Wedding. No. What's her name? Amanda's there as well on the right with the you know, sword. What's the sword name? It's like something like small fish or something like. What was it? I don't actually know what the sword was called. But it was like something like small fish, shallow fish, white fish. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, stop it, Mama. This is the town that I govern. So she is the Nuts Minister. I don't know whether we've been told about that, but okay. So she is the Nuts Minister. Mama, this is Nuts Island, and that's not a cake. The Straw Hats are... Well, Luffy's here. Well, Luffy is here. Straw Hat is... Yeah, okay, he sees Luffy. Straw Hat, Brulee, Big Sis Amand. Straw Hat. Now, actually, Almond. Is that the connection? Nuts, Almond, I don't know. Straw Hat. Well, now you've got Big Man Perospero and a man to deal with. Her, the pirate Straw Hat Luffy. Mama over there, Straw Hat. Why is Big Mom here? Where are we? Wasn't he supposed to be on the sea chasing the Sunny? What is Big Mom doing? Is she throwing that peanut that she's holding at Luffy? Yes, no, it was a house. No, it was the peanut. And Luffy is running. He is running with Brulee. He is running with. It looks like Big Mom is gonna chase after him. She's chasing after his mama. Big Brother Paros, save me. Let go of my little sister. Candy Wall. Let's see what Luffy. He can't use Haki though. If you can't use Haki, then how is he gonna get past the Candy Wall? Because I felt like only fire could get past it. I don't know. Gear third. Gomu Gomu no Giganto Pistol. Is it okay? So that actually broke. Okay. So you actually broke through the what do you call it? The Candy Wall. The Candy Wall. I thought that was I don't know. I thought like you need to have Haki to be able to go through Haki attacks. Because I felt like Haki would be so strong, but it looks like just a normal Gigant Pistol attack is able to actually break through that Haki covered, that Amulet Haki covered Candy Wall. He could barely, exactly, I was saying that before, how is Luffy moving around that much? He could barely move in Dressrosa. It's probably because of, of him basically hopping in and out of Gear 4 during the Cracker fight. That's my assumption right here, that, he's now, after, he goes out of the form, he can actually start moving again. That's my guess, like the first step, and then later on, he can then start using one form of Haki, and then, obviously improvements and so on, and then there won't be any drawbacks, similar to how Gear 4 and Gear 2 don't have a drawback right now. Okay, sorry, I was wrong. Luffy uses his Gear 3rd attack, and he says, guess that's not going to work. I'm going to get surrounded by candy. So what he does then, so he instead runs around it, because he can't break through it, he instead runs around. It looks like his hand is actually hurt. I don't know, maybe I'm just misinterpreting things, but it looks like his hand is actually hurt, and a man just appears from behind him, slow waltz, and it looks like she cuts the, what do you call it? It looks like she cuts the Candy Wall, but Luffy dodged. Luffy actually is running right now, still with Brulee in her hand. Big Brother Paros. This candy is annoying. Mirror, Candy Slug. And Big Mom and Perospera are chasing Luffy. Hand over. He does not have the cake. Hand over the cake. At least all of this might allow Nami and the others to get away. You should worry about yourself first here. You've got no Haki. You should worry about yourself here first. But there are some lines on the left, so it means that we're switching to a different scene. Page 14. Within the borders of Totterland at sea. Before we continue, let me just take a sip. Okay, within the borders of Totterland at sea. This sunny. It's... Nami just changed her outfit. Why though? It's half a sip. A giant sip, I guess. But why did Nami change her outfit? Like in the middle of like everything, she changes her outfit. I don't know. Yeah, that's the first thing that I noticed. I know. It's quiet. All clear. All clear. Almost too quiet. They aren't going to let us off this easily. The pride of a Yonko is at stake. No matter which route around we take, we'll need to end up back on a straight course. If we're unable to meet Sanji and the others who are bringing the cake, not only will we remain separated, we will be laid bare to Big Mom's fury like the scorn of hell itself. What a way to put it! What a way! Second changes arc. Is it not the third change? Like she had the original dress on. Then she, like, for what, like one panel, she had like the like an armor on, like like a proper knight's armor on, and now she's got this on. So third change, I'd say. well. What? Huh. I've not even read what it said there, but all I can see, like, I don't know how many ships it says 21. That's the highest number I can see. 21 ships plus the Big Mom main ship. Also at sea, all of the tart ships from the various islands all of them set sail. To the ones who have brought a tremendous blemish to the name of the Big Mom pirates, The Straw Hat Crew. Now I want to see how you guys got to get out of there. If those guys catch you, I want to see how you guys get out of there. And to the ones that stood along with them, guided them, and betrayed our queen, the Fire Tank Pirates. And to the fishermen who suddenly disappeared without a trace, the Sun Pirates. Everyone, even Compote, the fruits, I believe she's a fruits minister. Even she is finally in on the action. So it looks like even she's going to try and do something. But yeah, we've got Daifuku here. We've got just a random knight here. Compote. Montdor is giving you orders. He seems to be like the strategist. Anyway, these people are currently in the midst of escaping on the seas of Totland. A search for territorial sea slugs. That's the reason that their whereabouts are unknown, or so I've heard. Yeah. Sink them the moment you find them. Out of all the people, like honestly, I'll be honest here. Out of all the people that I just want to see something from, just something, just a tiny little bit, is Smoothie. Because everyone calls her useless. Everyone says, oh, she's not done anything. His whole point is just like, looking at it, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything. So I just hope that out of all of them, she is she does something. She does something, just something. So like that people who obviously call her useless and say that she hasn't done anything, just that they can't say that anymore, because we all know that she's good. She has to be strong. If she's like the second Swede commander in terms of strength, and then obviously you have somebody like, we've seen how impressive Perispero is. We've seen how impressive Daifuku is. We've seen how impressive even Oven to an extent. All of them have been super, super impressive. So we all know that she is going to be super, super impressive. But I don't know, her ability just seems a little broken. I think that's why we haven't really seen much of her. It seems a little bit like, Crocodile's strongest ability, which I would call his strongest ability, was essentially sucking you dry, removing all the moisture from you. She can do that by just touching you. So how do you beat something like that? Like if you touch her, can you even fight her? I don't know. Like if you fight her, she could just suck the moisture out of you straight away. So for me, it has to be a long-range fight. Or somebody like Jinbe, who uses water. No, that wouldn't work. Somebody like Luffy, I think, would work. Where like his moisture would get sucked, and then he would just take a sip of water, like against Crocodile, and he'd just be back A-okay. I don't know. And she has a sword. Exactly. We all know she is good. We all know she is. And we've seen how impressive Katakuri is. Like, even Gear 4 of Luffy isn't able to touch him. Observation, Armanataki, he seems to be either superior or as good as Luffy in those aspects. So, he is good, and she's going to be awesome as well. So, yeah, I know everyone's impatient a little bit. Everyone's a little bit impatient nowadays with her not really doing anything. But sooner or later, she's going to do something, and everyone has to shut up about her not being good. Anyway, page 15. By the way, just actually going back to that page, Daifuku is on the ship. So basically, my theory that I had, which I'll mention my theory at the end, but my theory that I had, which is actually what a friend of mine that I talked to on Twitter, he actually came up with that. So it's all his credits, but I just think it's that good. I have not seen anyone else discuss it. But Daifuku being here kind of leads me to believe that perhaps that is not going to happen. Anyway, let's go to page 15. Cacao Island, Chocolate Town, the Sweets Factory. Yeah, that's probably pudding, right? What happened just now? Don't tell me that the Mister added poison. Mister, you mean Sanji? Let's ask him. Nah, that is not poison. So delicious. That's Soma. That's right there. Shogukeki no Soma. That right there is essentially his Soma. It's a foodgasm. Or if you watch Toriko, that's essentially Toriko eating a compatible. Toriko eating a delicious ingredient. I keep calling it compatible, but a delicious ingredient. That's basically what it is. If you've not seen Toriko, read it. So delicious, I could die. He's about to die from deliciousness. Sanji is an awesome cook. He has such a blissful look on his face right now. This guy, that's a true foodgasm. This whipped cream is Sanji-san's secret ingredient. It's the ultimate potential of sweetness. I want to try it too. Simsi means sesame in various Semitic language. Okay. What is Simsim? I can't. It's done. The perfect whipped Simsim cream. Okay. Okay. Simsi means sesame in very. Okay. So that's what it is. Whipped sesame cream. Interesting. I mean, I'm not much of a cook. Don't get me wrong. I'm not much of a cook. I can cook like my, my basic ingredients. I try and experiment here and there. I've got a cookbook. I've got 2 cookbooks actually now that I'm looking at it. I do try and experiment here and there. So, I'm not a perfect cook. Obviously, I wish I was as good as Sanjay. For me, cooking is one of those things that I really want to learn or really want to be proficient at. And right now, I still consider myself an amateur. When I'm not too lazy to cook, I'll cook a nice ingredient. And most of the time, I'm just too lazy and I'll just buy something. Anyway, Pudding-chan. You should restrain yourself. We can't afford to lose such a vital combatant. Pudding-chan, you should restrain. Okay, so the chefs are talking to her. All right, so because she's obviously freaking out and whatnot, that he's such a good chef. Okay, but wouldn't you say that to the other chef though? Pudding-chan, you should like the one chef that just experienced a foodgasm. I don't know. Pudding-chan, you should restrain yourself. We can't afford to lose such a vital combatant. If you slater this cream onto the cake, yeah. I'm not gonna do the yeah sound. Don't think about it. You'll die. I like the Sanji and pudding. I know a lot of people don't. I actually like it. I like the Sanji and pudding dynamic. Anyway, next page, page 16. The soft and fluffy chiffon cake has finished baking too. Blackleg. Hold it down. It's so soft and fluffy that it looks like it's about to float into this. That doesn't look much like a cake. That looks delicious. That absolutely looks delicious. That looks like a pudding. No pun intended. Me too. Adding to Sanji's whipped cream, we've got my super sweet and super velvety chocolate. You can see her chocolate there. Bring the lid. It's so velvety that it's about to fly out of the pot. In 5 minutes, it'll be 6 p.m. Wasn't it? Wait. I need to go. Okay, after this chapter, I think that's the last page. Yeah, that's the last page. After this chapter, I need to go back to the last chapter because I feel like it was only like 2 p.m. in the last chapter, 3 p.m. in the last chapter. So it's like 3 hours after, and that's 3 hours after Luffy ran, or was like Luffy? No. Luffy was not in Gear 4 for 3 hours. I refuse to believe that. So I don't know. I have to go back to the last page, last chapter, and see what time it was. Anyway, how are the preparations for the ship coming along? They're complete. We'll finish the cake on board and rendezvous with the Sunny as it heads this way. Alright. Well, Big Man was not chasing the Sunny anymore, but sure. Now, let's go to take down the one causing trouble for my crewmates. Big Man. Alright. A plate of cake made with all of their might. One piece will be on break. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'm used to it by now. That's fine. Just making sure that that is the last page. Alright. Yeah, that was One Piece chapter 885. And overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. I really enjoyed this chapter. But I think like the one aspect is just Brulee being dead. That's like for me borderline on just like a and like a ha. So it's a bit borderline for me. Like I'm not a big fan of it, but it's not. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's not as terrible. I can look past it. I guess I can look past it, but her just being there like that. That's iffy. That to say the least. Yeah, Luffy needs to improve. He needs to be able to be in Gear 4 for a good chunk amount of time. Yeah, it was kind of stupid. It was just like come on, you can do better than that. That's basically what it is. That's basically my fault. Come on, Oda, you can do better than that than just having Brulee there. But yeah, that's One Piece 885. Like I said, overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. I think the last 5-6 chapters have been really, really great. I did not enjoy like the running away from Big Mom chapters that much, just because it just seemed like they were running for like 4 or 5 chapters and whatnot. But like ever since the Pedro chapter, I don't know what chapter that was exactly, but ever since like the Pedro, like no, ever since the Straw Hats arriving at the Sunny. And then like Luffy, you know, obviously Luffy, Jinbei and whatnot, all of them being on the ship and whatnot. Ever since then, honestly, it has been amazing chapter after amazing chapter. If I had to give this chapter a rating, I don't really do ratings, but if I had to give this chapter a rating, I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. With perhaps a Brulee thing, putting it either down to like an 8.5 or yeah, with the Brulee thing, maybe putting it down to like an 8.5. I can't really decide on that just yet because it's not. It's just disappointing. Disappointing to say the least. That's the way I feel about it. It's just kind of disappointing. Just for her to just be like there and that basically being interrupting the fight. But at least now we've got Perospero and Big Mom going after Luffy, and Katakuri is stuck in the mirror world. Katakuri is stuck in the mirror world. But yeah, I might as well tell you guys about like the theory that my friend, that the person I talked to, my friend on Twitter, we talk about, and essentially like his whole idea was that, you know, we know we saw it in this chapter as well. We know how much the Big Mom pirates truly care about how much the Big Mom pirates, you know, such as Perospero, such as Katakuri and whatnot, they truly care about their family members. I think the only one that we've seen that doesn't really care about the family member to that extent is Daifuku, who slapped Pudding. I think he's the only one. Obviously, Big Mom herself. But like, besides that, it seems like every Big Mom family member actually cares about their family member. Like every time in the previous chapter, every time that Luffy was about to punch Brulee, Katakuri would be like, "Don't you dare touch my sister." Yeah, like all these kind of things, like all these examples, you know, of the Big Mom pirates actually caring about their family members. And so the theory was that essentially, like, you know, Oven now being where Sanji is, that there's going to be there's going to be a confrontation between Oven and Sanji, and that Sanji would beat Oven, and like Katakuri would hear about that. And especially, obviously, it was recently confirmed in an SBS that Katakuri, Oven, and Daifuku are all siblings. I mean, not siblings, but they were all born at the same time, and triplets. And that like Katakuri would find out about Oven, you know, being taken down by Sanji, and that like that would essentially Brulee would tell him that, you know, through the mirrors, but that's not really working anymore. Brulee is just useless. He would find out. He would lose his composure that way. You know, he would be enraged and whatnot, and he would lose his composure through finding out that his brother was beaten and whatnot, and that would ultimately lead him to be distracted, you know, in the fight against Luffy. Now, I kind of amended that theory. I kind of amended what he predicted was going to happen, and I said that instead of like instead of Sanji fighting Oven, I think it would make more sense for Oven to fight against Capone. I thought that Oven was going to fight against Capone, and Daifuku was going to fight against Sanji, just because we've already had that, you know, the Daifuku / Sanji clash. You know, there was a whole pudding scene with Daifuku and Sanji, and then there was a whole Oven scene with sorry, there was no Oven scene, but obviously Capone is heading to Sanji and Sanji. What's her name? Sanji, Chiffon, and Pudding, and he would meet Oven outside. Daifuku then would somehow fight against Sanji, or maybe on the seas. It can still happen, in all fairness, you know, with the ships being there, it can still happen that Sanji goes off and fights against Daifuku, and ultimately that's how then they're gonna be defeated. Katakuri finds out about it, he gets flustered, and then Luffy beats him. What about the Windsmokes? See, the Windsmokes, I don't know what they're planning on doing, because obviously they mentioned in like the previous chapters, maybe I should read the Rich translation, but they mentioned like the previous chapters how they are going to go somewhere, but I didn't know whether that actually meant that they're going to try and help the Straw Hats out, or whether they're going to, you know, go and leave. It would make sense that they help the Straw Hats out because obviously they asked for the Straw Hats, but it could also be just a case where they would just ask like, yo, how are the Straw Hats doing? Okay, they're doing fine, perfect, okay, we can go. But if the Vinsmokes do help, then you could have like the Vinsmoke army, the whole Vinsmoke kingdom, the German kingdom, essentially fight on sea. Fight on the sea with their whole army against Big Mom's all of their ships and all of Big Mom's ships and all of Big Mom's army, while like the main guys and all like Ichiji, Niji, Yonji, and Judge I think is still out for the count, but then you obviously Reiju as well fight against, say, I don't know, Reiju against Smoothie. We already had a little clash there. Reiju against Smoothie, Ichiji versus Daifuku, Niji, or maybe, you know, like I said, with the Straw Hats there as well, perhaps like Nami versus, I think Nami wouldn't be able to take on, to be fair, but Nami versus Compote. I don't know. Like, I'm just putting things out there right now, but I don't know what the Vinsmokes have planned. In all honesty, I don't know. I don't know whether they ran away or whether they actually decided to, you know, head back to fight. I can't really tell. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that was One Piece 885. I've actually got to go. What time is it? Let's have a quick look at the time. It's 3 minutes past 8. I've got about two or so minutes already. Cause I need to be somewhere at 9. So yeah, that was One Piece manga chapter 885. I will see you guys. I want to say next week. But obviously there is no chapter next week. Obviously there is no chapter next week. There is a break next week, so I'll see what I can do next week. I've got a video planned, but I was planning on doing that at the end of the year. But it's a good time maybe to do it now. It'll remain a secret until then, though. I will see you guys next time. He burned my shake. Until then, peace out, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye.